over Kentucky.
Monday Night Football doubleheader. Has a nice ring, doesn't it?
It does. Saints-Vikings at 6:55. Then Chargers-Broncos at 10:15. Monday on ESPN.
Are you ready?
First Take is on the move. Next stop, Dallas. Live for Giants-Cowboys.
This crowd is so fired up.
Maybe I am a Dallas Cowboy fan because they make me laugh.
First Take, live from Dallas. September 8th at 10 Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back to Lawrence. Lee Fleisick, Jill Dorsey Hall with you as the Kansas Jayhawks have won the opening 2 sets over Kentucky, 25-20 here in the second. It's a pretty powerful performance by Kansas in that second set. You knew that this was going to be a heavyweight battle, and both teams came out swinging, but it's been Kansas coming back in the first set and then really in pretty good control there in the second.
Yeah, control, and they kept that margin that they set in midway earlier on in that second set. But what I liked is the balanced attack. I mean, you're getting production from a lot of players. You had 4 kills from Jada Burse. You had only two kills from Kelsey Payne, 3 kills from Madison Rigdon, 4 kills from Taylor Alexander. So much needs to be said about the play early parts of that second set from Taylor Alexander. I thought she provided a significant spark for the Jayhawks. And then Madison Rigdon leading the way really for the Jayhawks in this entire match. 9 kills, only 1 error, hitting .444, and she does it all over the floor with every shot possible. I mean, uses deep floor. She can almost just place it wherever she wants to go with the ball. A little tap down. Does so much for the Jayhawks from a standpoint of ball control, from a standpoint from an attacking line. That time she's showing a sharp angle. And she has just had a level of firepower. I asked her earlier on before the season started, I go, are you talking about it being your senior? She's like, I don't think we want to talk about it because we all want to get sad. Or she goes, we all know, so we don't talk about it. We don't say it because it's such a big senior class. But this is their year, right? I mean, you have the Final Four in Kansas City, and they know how important this is going to look on their resume to try to beat and win. And I know it's on their home floor, but if you're to up in a top 13 team, opponent early on in the season, especially they're leading 2-0. If they can sweep Kentucky, that looks really great on your resume.
There's a reason you schedule Kentucky, right?
No doubt.
In a non-conference.
No doubt.
No, we knew it would be a battle, and Kansas has been up to the challenge. You've been around this program a long, long time, but do you remember a time when Kansas had this much depth? And you have, you go Cheadle, you go Alexander in the middle. You've got Payne, you've got Hill, you've got Jada Burse.
Ashley Smith, too.
Exactly.
On the outside,
There's a lot of depth.
And the defensive specialists. I mean, you have so much depth from every aspect, and that was one of the biggest areas they talked about. I know they lost Patricia Montero, which she was another player that could provide some depth. And they have the depth. They've gotten some wonderful transfers into your program, too. I mean, Taylor Alexander transferring in from Ole Miss, Gabby Simpson transferring in from Colorado, Machi Woke transferring in from Arizona State, adding some wonderful pieces to the puzzle.
Opens, nice diving stop there from Leah Edmond. Kansas will get another chance. Avili, this time, it's Jada Burse. We haven't talked a lot about Tori Miller, but what a job she has done serving and stepping in kind of a senior leadership role. She has really been good as the sophomore Avery Skinner continues to swing away.
Yeah, the freshman and Skinner, and she just cuts that one back and just did get Zoe Hill's hand as she couldn't press in time to get that ball.
Is it because Madison Lilly and Avery Skinner play at such a high level before they get to college that they're able to step in and not have wide eyes when they get into a big match like this?
Yeah, no question. I mean, they're playing at the international level. I mean, they're playing on getting USA volleyball exposure and highly touted recruiting class. I mean, you're seeing Curry, the libero for Kentucky's a freshman as well. So you're seeing 3 true freshmen for the Wildcats. I mean, bright future ahead.
12 straight tournament appearances for Kentucky as Allie Nelson makes a diving stop. That's just what All-Americans do.
Yeah, I mean, the contact point on that was extremely high, and so it was going to go deep on the floor. But it's a broken play, and then she just hits over the top of the block.
Holly Nelson serves it up. Really has to track it down.
Wow.
Nice dive from Avili. Rigdon.
Wow.
Looked like a touch. Yes. Point to Kansas.
I mean, that's when you add clip that time mark right there, because that was such a wonderful play from a defense perspective. Going the other way was Anissa Havili. Pumps it up. The secondary set, good. Shouldn't be unnoticed because Tori Miller just dishes nectar out to Madison Rigdon, who goes after that attack. I love it.
Emily Franklin comes right back. We haven't talked much about Emily Franklin, but at 6'4", she's a powerhouse
Yeah,
too.
you can't forget about her. She's been a little quiet. 3 kills, only 1 air though. 2 blocks, so definitely a presence.
Really sets it for Payne. Wide.
Yeah, Kentucky will take that one. I mean, they had everything they wanted on that. A good pass. Set up to Payne, just too wide on the attack. It was almost like her body, her shoulders were turned too far. Couldn't get that one back into the floor.
Really sets it for Payne, and this time Payne puts it down.
Well, Tori Miller had a wonderful pass on that play. I mean, that was a tough ball. And right up to Havili, and then Payne gets the better of that one. Calling for a touch. You can see that touch at the plane of the net.
Now Payne serves. Tight to the net. And it's Taylor Alexander.
And keeping Taylor Alexander in, you know why after that second set, and then redirects right over a bang-bang play.
Alexander again. This time Kaz Brown was there. Really wants Rigdon this time.
I love Leah Edmond. I mean, she's going to a scorer's table. She's flying all over the place. I mean, this is your star player here, just showing all-out effort. And give some credit right now to Kelsey Payne, who's really put some pressure from the service line. A little break in the action as it is hot in here. It is hot in this gym. Maybe slowing down the play just a little bit.
Payne to serve it up again. That one just goes long.
Yeah, that one, the bottom just didn't drop out. It was a floater, and that one just kept floating out.
Meredith Jewell, watch that one, and you just wait for it to fall, don't you?
Yeah, and sometimes they do, and that's such a difficult thing about the floater.
Olivia Daly in the match now to serve for Kentucky. Really tight to the net, point to Kentucky.
And trying to go behind her head, but heads up play from Kaz Brown. When I look at the star players for Kentucky, I think Kaz Brown has been a bit quiet for them this afternoon. I mean, that was a big time block, but they definitely want to get her going offensively if they can.
Rigdon to Havili. Taylor Alexander swings. Payne able to save it. Now back over to Rigdon.
Well, they're making the broken plays, Kansas is right now. I mean, this is a one-arm stab from Kelsey Payne running the other way, and a set up to Madison Rigdon, who is so fearless of out-of-system plays that some players roll shot it, or some players just, get it over the net, but it's like every other set to her.
Rigdon snaps the net, falls back on the Kansas side, 7-all.
We really haven't talked about it for Kentucky, but they're missing their libero due to, and hopefully they're going to see her in about a week or two of play. But, man, talk about another added element that they're just going to get from a ball control perspective.
Gabby Curry is a nice replacement, isn't she?
Yeah, she's doing a great job. But think about they have Curry and their starting libero coming in probably a week. But, I mean, she's one of the best liberos in the country. So add that element to Kentucky, and, man,
With Addie Berry for Kansas, the Jayhawks by 1. After taking the opening 2 sets over Kentucky. That's an ace.
And Addie Berry, I think when you look at her play over the 4 years, I mean, she's really buckled down from the service line. I think she has just added this layer of consistency. And that is, man, that is line to line. That is tough to pass and also to gauge if it's going to be in or out. Now she does a little short, deep combination.
Zoe Hill there for Kansas. That was burst. Skinner puts it away.
Skinner has had a lot of success with sharp cross, right? I mean, she just goes back to her bread and butter, but it's so powerful and quick that it's difficult to defend. Now we're having a little bit of a setter change up for Kentucky.
Serve works. Jayhawks have trouble handling it, and we're tied at 9. Rigdon takes this one. Avili quickly to Hill.
Well, Hill up and available, and that's just quick. It's high hands, but maybe a breakdown in communication as Leah Edmond thought that Curry was going to run through that ball to pick it up.
Allie Nelson takes that one, and Payne puts it away.
Well, you heard a big good from Coach Richard on the other side. I mean, he just likes the positive touch defensively, which leads to transition and offensive option there to Kelsey Payne on that secondary set. Allie Nelson just serving it up there on a platter.
Avili serves. Allie Nelson with a nice save. And a big swing for Jada Burst.
And this is your senior first-team All-American, and Anissa Havili just making a play. Look at this touch. Oh, behind my head, up there. I mean, there's so many plays that she makes that just look easy.
Yeah.
She makes plays look easy, and that's a big compliment, right? I mean, to a player.
They say about great athletes.
Well,
though,
the thing about setting is that it looks easy, right? And setters make it look easy, but man, that's not an easy play. I can tell you that.
Went to Kentucky as Olivia Daly has come in now to set.
Yeah, they're going to a 6-2 option, so they're just needing 3 live attackers. I think they have the weapon. So Kentucky's just going toggling back between 3 live attackers at all times. So where Madison Lilly was running a 5-1 system, now they're using a 2-setter system.
Lilly back in to serve. Hill got a hand on that one. Over to Payne.
Great touch.
Nice effort there from Leah Edmond. Beautiful dig from Madison Lilly.
Wow.
And off the hands, Skinner puts it away for Kentucky.
That's some fight. And Leah Edmond in the beginning of that play, I mean, wow. She just kept that play alive. Positive things will happen. You keep the ball alive, and then Skinner to finish that one off. But it was a highlight dig from Madison Lilly. And that can be deflating, I mean, to a team. It's with little plays like that.
Really up high for Payne. All-American to All-American.
And in system, once again, was Kansas. They had all options available. Looking at your defending Big 12 Player of the Year in Kelsey Payne. Hitting 476 on the afternoon. Not a bad afternoon for her.
Really sends it to Skinner. Soft touch. Rigdon was there for Kansas.
Wow, the secondary setting and the finish from Kelsey Payne. I mean, she is just on a roll right now. It's like throw it up back there wherever she wants it, high up in the air. I mean, she's just having so much success and moving the ball around, hitting it deep in the floor.
Kansas leads at 14-11. Third set from Lawrence, Kansas here on Spectrum Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Venus Williams. She's breathtaking that she can play at this level, at this age, for so long.
Stevens into the semifinals of the U.S. Open.
Americans Venus Williams and Sloane Stevens headline the U.S. Open Women's Semifinals. Coverage begins tomorrow night at 7 on ESPN.
Play the #1 fantasy football game. Sign up now at ESPN.com/goodfantasy.
Kansas leads Kentucky here in the third set, and the Scooter's back. It's good to see him back in the inside horse, isn't it?
And all year they were sporting. And the head coach of the women's basketball team, Brandon Snyder, so maybe you heard my little Jada Brown shout out earlier. But yeah, and that's, Scott Scooter Ward is such a big part of this university and athletics perspective. I mean, does so much and is just a constant level of support and longtime academic advisor here at the university. And they wore those Root for Scoot shirts last year all season long.
It's good to see him back.
Yeah.
As Avery Skinner puts it away for Kentucky. Wildcats down 2 now here in the third set. Quickly to Payne, who whistles one right by Meredith Jewell.
And now Payne, now leading the Jayhawks in that kill category. 13 kills, only 1 error, 522. 6 digs as well, as they've been utilizing her in 6 rows.
Sends it to Rigdon. Allie Nelson's had a nice afternoon, too.
Yeah, she has. I mean, and it's such a tough role to come into as a libero. I mean, you're taking so many first contacts, but throw this one up here. Madison Rigdon, I can guarantee, is going to take a swing at it, and she's going to make a smart play. She's going to make a positive play. I mean, she's done that her entire career here at Kansas, but 13 kills herself, 1 error on 22 attempts. So she's almost matching her teammate, hitting for a little bit higher clip, 545. So you have 2 pin players for the Jayhawks hitting over 500.
The effort from Kansas, keeping that ball alive. Finally put away there by Emily Franklin. But there's some heavy fight on the Kansas side.
And where they had run a 5-1 system, I think Taylor Alexander was a little confused by that play because Madison Lilly is now on the back row. And so she wasn't a live attacker, but she jumped with the setter. Open net there for the Wildcats.
Jayhawks still leading by 3.
Dan is yelling the floor is kind of sticky.
A feeling with a diving save. Rigdon will take a swing at it. Back to Rigdon. Soft touch.
And she can be so frustrating for opponents because she can hit every shot. And it's so deceptive to watch it too, because that was a little roll shot, but you couldn't detect that early going. And so the block's up in the air, they're up there, and they're hanging, and they can't touch that ball, they can't pick it up.
It's like a pitcher who has a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. You see it, you see it, you see it. Oh, here comes the changeup. Here comes the little curveball. Here comes the cutter.
And who can hit every area of the zone, too. It's like she has all the areas of the strike
zone. Work them inside,
zone.
work them outside. We'll get you on a baseball telecast coming up next.
Okay, perfect.
Payne off the tape.
So here we're seeing a double substitution once again. So setter is in the back row still for Kentucky. That's Olivia Daly, number 20, the junior.
Really outside to Rigdon. Coming at you. Get out of there, JDH. Come on.
I wanted to go play that one. And Jewell a little bit frustrated with herself because that just escaped her. I mean, she's there. She's on the play. Look at her. She's settled in, and it just, I'm telling you, if it just passed your hip just enough, and that ball will ricochet off.
Not coming back, right? Working with good serve. Has Brown with a big swing.
That's a great play. That's a great play.
Wonderful touch there from Taylor Alexander.
And she saw it, and she was afraid, I think, that she hit it out wide, but big smile from the seniors. That's just knowing where you are. It's court awareness, right?
Taking her back to her SEC days a little bit here, huh?
Yeah,
she's seen Kentucky before. Brogdon with a big serve. Jada Burst has it dug. Tough play. And now Kansas is the first to 20. Kentucky wants a timeout.
And she just want to get in the net. I mean, that's just a tough play for Daly. I mean, that's just, she thought the ball was going to touch the net, didn't get that ricochet out. But Kansas will take it. I mean, and here we are, 2014. I know we're a long ways from over, but an impressive. They just keep getting, almost it seems like they're getting better every set as this match goes on.
Well, we talked about it. It's a beast of a week for the Kansas Jayhawks, and it starts here with Kentucky. But next weekend, Creighton comes to town.
The rematch,
and
right?
Creighton beat Kentucky in 3 straight.
And talk about last year. I mean, I know that 2016's over, but Creighton, came in here up into the Jayhawks in the second round of the NCAA tournament. 2018 in the 5th set. And I know it's a slogan and it's a phrase that Coach B says a lot in practice. He tells his team, 2018, 2018. It just goes to show you get that little extra effort. So they're going to want a little bit of a revenge factor, no doubt. And that's going to be a great one as their head coach at Creighton, Kirsten Berthel-Booth, has their team playing very, very well.
We'll have that one for you Saturday night. Creighton in Kansas, 7:30 here from Horish. Still have a little ways to go in this one as Kansas leads 20-14, trying to close out the Wildcats in straight sets. Another sellout crowd here inside Horish. The entire season's sold out.
So we're glad you're watching us. It's packed in here. And people are standing, and it's high-level volleyball, a match that you almost can foresee happening in the 3rd, 4th round of the NCAA tournament.
Really sets it for Payne. Just a little too low. Point Kentucky.
That's one of the first plays that they've had, though, to Payne on that ball was up in the air for a while. Barely misses it. Only her 2nd air of the afternoon.
Edmond puts it in play. Burst plays it to Havili. Back to Burst.
And a little give and go again as teams are trying to target Jada Burst when she's a live passer and that row, but she's handling it very well.
That's Addie Berry, who served up an ace her last time out. Another nice serve. Off the curtain. Another ace for Berry.
And you talk about the battle of serve and pass, and I think that's been an element that the Jayhawks have had a handle on. Early going in that first set, they struggled just a tad, but they have definitely buckled down. 8 service errors now to 4 service aces. So they've only allowed 3 service aces. So that was an area where Coach Bouchard told me, he goes, we need to shore that up just a little bit on the opponent's service aces, and they've only allowed 3.
Really trying to go quickly to Zoe Hill.
Yeah, a little low. And there's always been a surge from Kentucky late in the set. So now we might be beginning to see the beginning of it.
Brogdon lets that one go long. Kansas 2 points away from the match. Havili serves it up. Brogdon with a nice save. 2 big hits there from Darian Mack.
And this pass here is going to go, or this set, is Nice pickup from Brigden, but just doesn't get enough of it to keep it on the side. And then Mack another whack at it, gets a kill. Now she's going to go back to the service line for the Wildcats. As we're going to, where Madison Lily has came in, they're going to continue to go with Daly.
Well, that was close.
That was. Just misses it. Does Jada Burse. And
not much argument from Burse, but boy, that was right in front of us.
No touch of the plane of the net, so it was just going to be a... And now we're going to see the substitution happen now. So Madison Lily's going to come in for Kentucky. So 3 hitters available for the Wildcats.
To Payne, off the hands.
Oh,
nice stab there from Leah Edmond. Put away from Avery Skinner.
And here's that push, Kentucky. And
you know it was coming.
And the back row play. I mean, that dig from Leah Edmond. I know she's on the back row, and she's still making things happen for her team. And then Skinner has led the Wildcats in that kill category much of the afternoon. Continuing to tack on another one. 14 kills, hitting 400 herself.
Kansas will go to Payne to bring them to match point.
No question about this one. Up high. Showing why she's one of the premier attackers in the entire country is Kelsey Payne. You can just play at a level up above where many players can play.
All right, Tori Miller holding match points in her hand. Miller saves it to Rigdon. The Jayhawks are impressive. A 3-0 sweep of Kentucky. 25-20 here in the third.
Well, as your first look at your Kansas Jayhawks and their season opener on their home floor, and now they just did so many things right all afternoon. They own the battle of serve and pass, and then a positive touch here up, and is set out to Madison Rigdon, that senior All-American. 16 kills, 1 air, hitting .577 for Madison Rigdon. As she established herself early and then never looked back, as she just continued to play at such an extremely high level all afternoon. 7 digs, 1 block. She really did it all. And Isa Havili, another All-American for the Jayhawks when they needed her play. She came up big, especially in that first set when it looked like Kentucky was going to surge back, had that big block at the net. Man, what a performance from your Jayhawks.
Kansas wins it 3-0 over Kentucky. The Wildcats, one of the best teams in the country, ranked 13th coming in. Coach Ray Bouchard getting ready to join us, and our friend JDH here called it. Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
I know.
JDH called it a beast of a week, and it really starts out with a very, very good Kentucky team, but your team was so impressive this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, Rigdon and Payne, 30 kills and 3 errors. I mean, they bailed us out a bunch, and we got just enough from our middles. And I write down the wrong number to start set 2. It should have been Cheadle, and it was Taylor.
Oh, my gosh.
So Taylor was just, Taylor's playing great, so we just let her go. But, you know, both teams a little sluggish coming off a big weekend, but that was a good win for us in a lot of different ways.
You talked about Taylor Alexander, who has some experience in the SEC, but she was a big spark for you there in that second set.
Yeah, I mean, 6 kills, and she had a couple blocks, so proud of her. We got good depth in the middle, and anybody can step up and get it done.
Serve and pass, Coach, you said that was going to be who was going to pass a little bit better. I thought you did a great job, especially early on, maybe a little shaky, but talk about that consistent
We
play.
Settled in about midway through the first set, and then I was proud of Allie because I know she felt like, hey, I got to do a lot for my team to win, but just enough, you know, not a lot of digs, not a lot of blocks, a lot of high-level attackers out there, a lot of high-level attackers. So Jayhawks responded well, and I'm proud of them.
Coach, you got a big week this week, and it started right here.